o'clock. And I know that Katrina needs no introduction. She's amazing at what she does and helps all of us and is nice about doing it. So without further ado, I will turn this over to Katrina so she can explain this restoration of voting rights. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Hello again, everyone. Usually what happens is I'll walk into a room just after people have said, oh, speak of the devil. So I'm glad that Randy believes that I present nicely. We may have shared this information with you in the past, but I wanted to make sure that it was still in the forefront because of the importance of it. In November of 2019, the Governor's Focus Committee on Criminal Justice Reform was convened, and FOCUS stood for Fueling Ongoing Collaboration and Uncovering Solutions. A part of that task force, if you will, was looking at Iowa's Constitution and voting rights for people who had felonies. And on August 5th of 2020, Governor Reynolds signed the Executive Order number 7, which granted voting rights restoration. And like my colleague Julie, I also do not have a PowerPoint. This is pretty straightforward, but again, wanted to remind that we do have this in our great state of Iowa. As I said, our Constitution states that anyone convicted of a felony permanently loses the right to vote or hold public office unless the governor restores those rights. And again, Executive Order number 7 was signed in August of 2020. And if you look on governor.iowa.org, you can find the application for downloading the application for restoration of voting rights. There's also a phone number, 515-281-5211, if you have further questions. Wanted to share with you, Executive Order number 7 restores the rights of citizenship to any person convicted of a felony, except for a violation of Chapter 707 of the Iowa Code, which falls under homicide and related crimes. And that person must have discharged his or her sentence on or before August 5th of 2020. And discharge of sentence means completion of any term of confinement, parole, probation, or other supervised release for all felony convictions. And then it goes into, there's even information about firearms and application for seeking a pardon or having their firearm rights restored. It also gives examples if a person has discharged their sentence on or before August 5th. And I'm reading through it here. So there's an example of a daily certificate for August 6th of 2020. Within the Iowa Department of Corrections, for those people who are leaving incarceration and have discharged their sentence, so they will not be on parole, they won't be on a special sentence, they won't be under any more criminal justice supervision. When they leave, in their discharge paperwork, there is a letter that provides them information of what Executive Order number 7 is and their rights and how to go about applying for that restoration of voting rights. In one of our institutions, in kind of like a prep class for reentry, all of this is also gone over with the individuals who are discharging their felony sentences. I was just trying to move my screen and now I don't know why I was. There's information on there. What if it's a misdemeanor? What if it is a deferred judgment? And again, if you have any further questions, again, that phone number, 515-281-5211 or governor.iowa.gov. So this is pretty quick. And again, with no PowerPoints, it's really quick. Are there any questions? I'm not seeing any in the chat. Randy's looking for me too. Mike, what happens if someone still has restitution or fines or jail fees? That is a great question. Let me see if I have it in the information that was sent out. Typically, a person discharging from prison, Mike, wouldn't have those. Their time is done. But if there are any probation and parole folks on here, how might you answer that? And Zach, I'll put the number in the chat. Mike, I'll get that answer for you. Anyone else? Any questions? The sun is now starting to come out. I do want to take just a quick minute. Please look in the chat. Zach Palmer has put in a film screening and panel coming up. And Zach asked, do people get this information as they're leaving? Yes, Zach, it is in their discharge paperwork. I'm just letting them know that they have discharged their sentence, they've discharged everything, and they will walk out a person who is no longer under criminal justice supervision. And Zach, we can talk more if you want to. Again, I'll put my email. I can type. There you go, Zach. And we can talk more. I do want to share with you really quick. Thank you all for helping the Department of Corrections mission statement, which is creating opportunities for safer communities, as well as helping to support and promote Iowa DOC's vision of an Iowa with no more victims. And speaking of victims, next week is National Crime Victims' Rights Week, April 21st through the 27th. And so if you, can take a peek in your areas, your neighborhoods, your jurisdictions, and please be sure and support any kind of events that are taking place. We sure appreciate that too. I do want to leave you with a quote that reminds me so much of Reentry. Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. It is the only thing that ever has." When we have these reentry convenings, we have statewide reentry meetings, my bucket overfloweth because I'm involved with people that care about other people and want to see other people succeed. And, Director Skinner started our day off with success. Throughout the day, we all have talked about how can we help for people to be more successful. So, very quick, governor.iowa.gov for the information on restoration of voting rights. And Mike, I will get back to you. Luke, that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Katrina. And so I think that wraps up, unless Randy, you have anything to share. I think that wraps up today's session. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m., so a little bit later. We've got some really good sessions tomorrow. Looking forward to it. So we'll see you all then. Same link that you used today will be good tomorrow. And you should have all received the agenda in there. If you want to dig deeper, you can see that again. But if there are no questions, we will close out today and see you all in the morning. Thank you, everyone.